What up, people? Coach V, New Breed Boxing. The top 10 reasons for losing a fight. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, comment, like, share, and hit that notification bell so we know you're out there. So, before we get into it, my favorite quote about excuses, I think it was John Wooden that said, "Friends don't need them, enemies won't believe them." Once you lose a fight, you got to wear that regardless of whatever happened. And people win some, they lose some, you know. That's part of the game. You learn. You live and you learn. But when you start making excuses, regardless of whether they have validity or not, and some of these excuses in my top 10, some of them actually do have some validity, but it's not even relevant because you still can't reverse that. Well, that box got checked and you lost. The main thing is you got to learn the lesson. Okay, you never really lose. You either win or you learn. Keep that mindset. I'm gonna say one more thing. Customato, favorite quote from him is he said, "Being a professional has nothing to do with money. It's about showing up and doing the job even if you hate it like you love it, and getting the job done, regardless of your feelings." So with that being said, let's get to it. Number one, I got robbed. Actually, I've been robbed before in the boxing ring. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta say, robberies do happen, and this is probably one of the most valid excuses. I hate to say it. I've been on the receiving end of that. It's a horrible feeling. And the worst part about it is they almost never reverse a decision for a robbery. Like if you come back with some kind of evidence that there was some foul play or whatever, they almost never reverse it. Boxing is just corrupt. It's in the Stone Age. They're keeping it that way. There's no way around it. But I know a lot of guys that take that and run with it. Like dudes that just lost straight up, got outpointed. Dudes get knocked out, talking about, it should have been classified an illegal blow or something. Like, bro, you got, I know a guy that used to do it every fight. Yo, we got robbed. We got robbed. He'd be fighting with the officials, run up in the ring, looking like one of those crazy baseball guys kicking up dust. Yo, bro, if you get robbed everywhere you go, it ain't everybody else, it's you. I think you might need to find a new profession. Maybe go play tennis or something else. Boxing ain't for you. Once you start getting into double-digit losses, right, consecutively, and none of the fights are close, like you're getting knocked out every fight, that's a different story. If you're having close fights or whatever, you're getting overmatched, that's one thing. You learn from that, you know what I'm saying? And that's, like I said, you never lose, you just win and you learn, you know what I'm saying? But if you're getting eliminated, like annihilated, then that's different, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different story. So, getting robbed, yeah, man. There's a lot of corrupt officials out there. It's been a problem forever. We know this. And if you can, man, always go for that knockout. You know what I mean? I always, I implore my people to try to be as fit as you can and wear the guy out, whether you catch that TKO or that KO. Always try to take those scorecards and turn them into a piece of garbage. You know what I'm saying? Those judges, you can look them right in their face and be like, "Good night. Do whatever you want with that scorecard, because you ain't gonna be able to use it on me." Okay. Next one, trouble making weight. You have so much time to shop around for a fight. You have your whole life when you're first getting started. And then when you're in a professional level, you know your body. You know how long it takes to get in shape. And if you don't know, then you got no business fighting until you know that. Until you're familiar with your body and what amount of time you need to get to the right weight, you shouldn't be taking fights. And furthermore, if you got a coach that don't know that, then you got the wrong coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be taking fights that you got to drain yourself at the last minute, because it's going to kill your performance. There's no upside to that. I don't understand why people just don't get it. They underestimate it. Like, and I know in the pros, they offer you twice as much money as you would normally get. And that's how they hit. That's the scam, bro. That's how they hook, line, and sinker the B side to take stupid fights. Canelo fell for it with Mayweather. I mean, he got paid real well for it, but and plus, you thought that was the experience thing was a big factor too. But he came in at, that was just one example of many where guys, they get lowered into coming out of their element, going to a different weight class, or being laid off for mad long, and then taking a fight out of nowhere, and they'd be like, yeah, if you can lose 50 pounds in the next month, we'll give you $1 million fight. Like, yeah, of course. Who's not going to jump on it? But it's stupid. Plus your health is going to be in danger, So that's just, that's one of them that I can't condone that. Number 3, took the fight on short notice. I put this in the same category kind of, but, you have control over who you fight and when you fight, unless you're in a tournament or you got some defense situation going on. You know what I mean? Unless you got a mandatory that you got to fight. Took the fight on short notice, then don't take the fight. This is the whole thing, you got to know yourself. If you don't know when you're ready, and then again, I'm going to say this, no fighter is really 100% going into a fight. People say, oh, I was, 100%. Just because you're 100% don't mean you're going to win. And just because you're not 100% don't mean you're going to lose. That's all in your head. Get up to about 85, 90%. Be cool with that. You know what I mean? Because you're always going to have a little something bothering you. My foot hurts, or, I didn't eat too good today, or, I didn't sleep right. Whatever. That's just what it is. Number 4. Here's another one to kind of put this in the same category. Coming off an injury. And then, you see it like, I've seen guys, oh, my shoulder was hurting me. And so then don't fight. Don't fight till you're back, And I say, the only thing I will say is, you can tell whether, you can perform on your A game or even your B game. And if you have an injury that's keeping you any lower than that, then don't take the fight. It's up to you. I don't want to hear it. Again, once you take that loss, you got to wear that. You can blame your shoulder, but it's your face that's attached to it. So that's it. Don't fight until you know you're 100% ready. Number 5. This is a bet. This one kills me. I've seen this a lot. Didn't have time to get ready or had a difference in the warm-up routine. This is like the day of the fight, right before you go in. Didn't have enough time to get ready, or there was a change in the warm-up routine. Now, I've been through this as well, many a times, where the promoters or whoever you're dealing with will try to throw you off and call you out last minute. Like they'll see, because typically like when we go to a fight, come in, stretch out, set all your stuff up, get stretched out, relax for a minute, lay down, just go to sleep for a little bit. It's kind of a typical thing. And then when you pay attention to the bouts before that, and then you kind of start getting an idea of when you're going to go out, and then you start warming up appropriately right when it's time. And then sometimes the guys will come rushing in to tell you, you'll think you got 30 minutes or whatever more to go before you go out, and then they'll be like, yo, you got to go right now. I don't give a shit. I ain't going yet. That's it. I'll go. I'll push it to the limit. I've had that before plenty of times where dudes come in, yo, hurry up, let's go. Slow down. If you tell me I got 30 more minutes and you come in 10 minutes later tell me to hurry up, I'm taking 30 minutes. I don't give a shit. That's me as a coach. That's just the way I get down. I don't care. I'll leave the whole crowd waiting. Cool. We coming out when we ready. That's it. The warm-up is an extremely important part of the pre-fight routine. And I would never allow somebody to throw that off. That's just straight sabotage. So, I'm not going for that. So if your coach doesn't know that, you got, sometimes you got to move, you got to hustle a little bit faster, but you're not going to just jump up and come from a dead sleep to throwing your gloves on and running out to the ring. That's not happening. I wouldn't allow it. So there's no excuse for that. And then the change in the normal routine, then that just means that you just coach hopping or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're going from one coach to another. There's no excuse for that. If you didn't have time to job and gel and get that synergy with your coach, then that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame anybody else for that. It's crazy. That one kills me. Personal issues like your mental state wasn't right. Again, this is ridiculous. Personal issues. We all got personal issues. Again, back to the professional thing, man. If you don't have your personal issues in check, then put fighting to the side and take care of your personal issues first. I think that's a little bit more important. If you're mentally unstable, the last thing you need to be worried about is competition. You know what I'm saying? So get yourself right first before you start pursuing other goals. I think that just goes without saying. So I have no excuse. I have no sympathy for somebody that says, that they had personal issues and that they carried that going into the fight and they couldn't think straight. Again, either you're a professional or you're not. I don't care what the hell is going on. I know guys that got the most devastating news you can imagine on their way into the fight and came out and performed like a machine. If you're not built for this, then come back when you are or step off. That's it. There ain't no sympathy in this, you know, in the combat sports world. That's it. Nobody cares. All they see is you lost. And that's that. Nobody cares about what was going on behind the curtain, okay? Another one, this one kills me. Number 7, I underestimated my opponent. You underestimated your opponent? I think Mayweather just said that when he fought Logan Paul. Yo, you underestimated your opponent. Well, what did you think? He was just gonna lay down for you? Pause. What you think? He's just gonna, here you go. Here's the win. Take that. Come on, man. He's showing up. He don't want to lose either. He don't want to get his ass kicked or get embarrassed either. Come on, man. That's the worst excuse. I've heard people really say that I underestimated his speed, or people are unpredictable, especially in a fight. Expect the unexpected, man. That's insane. That's like the lamest excuse. Oh man. Anyway, that's just, listen. Then I just think you just should, reevaluate your commitment to the sport. Because it's called adapting and improvising and learning how to, change the rules of the game while it's in play if you got to, man. You got to get creative out there. Things happen. If you can't adapt, then you're just going to demise. That's it, All right, here's another good one. Number 8, I gassed out. I got tired, man. I was tired. So if you were tired, that means one of two things. Either you weren't in shape, or you were just so discombobulated, you were like holding your breath because you were just overwhelmed. And you burnt out. You know what I'm saying? Or they have like that adrenal burner type thing where you mentally, you just think everything, and you start getting stressed out or whatever, mentally fatigued or whatever. That happens, but again, this is why you go through your rituals and your routines and you train on a regular basis so that you are used to and you're conditioned and you're inoculated to all these things that can happen. That's the whole purpose of the training and the repetition. And that's why, it gets boring and stuff like that. But if you cut corners, these excuses, these are all going to be what you're known for. These are all the result of cutting corners, by the way. All right, so I gassed out. Come on, man. There's no excuse for that. If you're not in shape, don't take the fight. Again, same deal. And you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know some fights are harder than others. Okay, cool, man. But, hitting the wall, that's more of a personal choice at that point, mentally. You let your mental fatigue set in and it becomes physical, and then you slowly start declining. And then if the other guy is not, if he sees that, he's just going to take advantage of that. So that's it. That's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. So, gassed outside, I got no sympathy for that one. That's a whack excuse too. There's another good one. I wasn't myself. Well, then who the hell were you? Who showed up? Who normally shows up? I don't get that one. I wasn't myself. And don't get me wrong, I woke up days before where I didn't feel myself. I didn't feel great. And I woke up other days and I felt like, on top of the world for no reason. Just what it is, man. Again, nobody goes into a fight 100%. Get that shit out of your head. You're never going to be 100%. And again, just because you're not 100%, don't mean that you now have the green light to check that box and be like, don't matter what happens today. It's not how it works, man. We show up, we fight to win. That's the point of fighting. It's to win. Because second place in fighting, you might be in the hospital or worse. That's just what it is. So take it more serious, man. I wasn't myself. You better find out who the hell you are then before you get in that ring. And if you don't know, then stay in the gym until you do. So give yourself that time, man. Don't rush the process, man. Take your time. There's no overnight success in combat sports, all right? So that's it for the serious ones. This last one, excuse me, I can't pronounce his name. Exrizio, something. My man gave me this one on Instagram. It's hilarious. The worst excuse. It's like honorable mention right here. The worst excuse for losing a fight. Can you guess it? My costume was too heavy. Yo, my bad. Yo, I love Deontay Wilder, man, but that was probably the worst excuse I ever heard in my life. He said, my costume was too heavy. Bro, why you even wearing a costume? When I seen him come out, bro, with them lights flashing in his eyes and everything, I was like, this is not good. This is no way this is gonna end well. But yeah, so just some word of advice, man. Definitely don't come out with a big ass heavy costume to any of your fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't a Broadway show. This is fighting. And I love Deontay Wilder. But bro, I really wish you would have just kept that one to yourself. That was really embarrassing. But anyway, on that note, I hope you found this informative. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, and also DM me for these consultations that we starting to rack up. I'm running out of space. Downloadable videos coming soon. Go check out my Instagram, coach.b_. Till the next time, we up out of here. Out.